A typical night at a dance club. There may be more going on here than meets the eye. Tonight, we're going to unravel the mysteries of the human dance. Now first, I'd like to take a look at the single male dancing on his own. Now the lone male dancing on his own may not seem to be communicating anything at all, but each dance tells us a subtle story about his life. We look here at his hands. His hands are describing small semicircles in the air as he flails them back and forth. Now this subtle movement is actually communicating his blood alcohol content. With every drink he takes, the angle described by those semicircles will increase. So this man has drank maybe 4 beers tonight. Here we have a man, the same man, but 3 more drinks along. The semicircles are growing larger, the inhibitions are leaving, and the exact number of drinks is communicated by the number of inches his hands traverse. Now, let's take a look at a more cryptic sort of dance. 2 women dancing together. Now, when 2 women dance, their bodies convey a whole array of subtle messages. Things like posture, stature, dominance, eye contact. All of these things tell us a great deal about their relationship. Now, women dancing like this are trying to convey that they are new to the clubbing scene and they don't want to be bothered by any men. Women dancing like this, however, are trying to indicate that they're up for anything and they're hoping for a man to come along and interrupt them. Women dancing like this, of course, are lovers. And women dancing like this hate one another. Didn't spot the differences? You must be a man. That's right. That's right. The subtle messages being communicated between women are completely unreadable to anyone with a Y chromosome. Made more difficult by the fact that any 2 women can go through all 4 permutations of a relationship over the course of a single evening. Now, let's take a look at a male-female coupling you might see at any dance hall. Ah yes, here we see the back-to-front configuration. The female is sending clear messages to the male. How is she doing it, you ask? She's doing it with angles. If you imagine the woman's body as hinged in a straight line with the pelvis as its fulcrum, you might see just what she's trying to tell you. You see, the more acute the angle she describes about that fulcrum, the more acute her desire to get into bed. This woman is not interested in seeing that man ever again after tonight. However, with this dance, she's showing us that she'd maybe like to do some tongue kissing after the club party. Now with this dance, she's letting us know that she's willing to let him get to 3rd base. And with this dance, she's telling us that she's into butt stuff. Now, let's slow things down for a moment so we can really see that the female's dance is not only sending signals, it's also receiving them. You see, females have glands located just under the rear buttock, and those glands can sense a whole great deal of information about the gentleman she's dancing with. For example, those glands can sense from the texture of the fibers of his pants how much money he has. They can also sense from the pressure of the keys in his pocket what kind of car he drives. They can also tell by contact, light contact with the testes, exactly how much sperm he's working with. And now let's return to normal speed. Again, that sensing is not visible to any one of us, but it is important in her dance choices. By now she's assessed that this gentleman is not an appropriate mate. He's clearly an actor or a musician who still lives with his parents. So she tries to find a meatier fare, but as we've already discussed with this man, his perspiration and low sperm count him less than ideal. But if, for example, you were a tenured professor of anthropology at a major organization with your own show, living at home, with your own home, and a nice car, things might turn out a little differently for you. Give it up for the Sparkly Phoenix!
Oh man, that was awesome. So I just want to remind you guys, first of all, Hubbard Hampton Sparkling Beatniks over there. And I want to remind you guys, it's so nice to see all of you out here tonight. I want to remind you guys that our next show is on December 4th, and that is our holiday show, which you do not want to miss. This is going to be